We are live, gentlemen. Welcome to Small Fucking Package Wrestling, where we fucking cover, the art of wrestling. This is the name of our podcast. It is AEW that we cover, WWE, fucking Consejo Mundial, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and all other indie fucking promotions. This is your boy OG. Thank y'all for fucking joining us. These are my co-hosts.
Do it again, Aaron.
The Booker T.
And your boy, y'all know who your boy is. Y'all don't even know. The man that needs no introduction. What's up, fellas? Go ahead and give us a subscribe. Go ahead and suplex, powerbomb, assassinate Danhausen. The like and subscribe, all our socials. We're also on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Tell your ma, tell your pa, tell everybody.
Reddit and Patreon and other fucking places, bro. We outside.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere, bro. We're in the streets. Catch us live too at these fucking events. But it's the road to fucking WrestleMania, fellas. How the fuck are we feeling? It's how many days away?
I don't know. I think it's 2 weeks, but I'm getting excited now.
You're getting excited?
I'm getting pumped. Yeah, it's about
talk to us, man. How you feeling, man? What is it? What is it that you feel? Because last time you were saying that it wasn't really there yet. So how you feeling it now?
I don't know. I think as the matches announced, we have a more clear card of who it's going to be on the card of, we got ladder matches, we got, a fatal 4-way tag team match for the women's tag team championships. We have the main events. So I'm getting excited.
So you think it's because it's taken a little bit of shape, a little bit of form, a little bit of finality?
Yeah. We have a better view of what the card looks like now. I think they're going to be add a little bit more, but I feel like now we have a better understanding of the card.
So our resident ball knower, who do you think? Okay, this is a 2-pronged question, and then I want Omar to answer it after. Who do you want to be in the WrestleMania card, and who do you think will be on there?
I mean, I feel like everybody who deserves to be on the card is on the card. I don't think no one who isn't on. No, I think we're good. I think we have the right people on the card. With this ladder match, we got a lot more performers that are going to be on at WrestleMania for the IC title. So yeah.
Bro, ooh. Penta. Seeing Penta in a ladder match, bro, I think is gonna be fucking hyped in WrestleMania. I hope he retains, but I saw some chatter online, Aaron, that called this one of the best WrestleMania cards of all time. Do you agree?
I've heard on the streets that this, even Cody said, like, this is a sleeper card compared to last year. Now the build up to this WrestleMania hasn't been the best, maybe because we've been spoiled the past 3 years with the build up to WrestleMania 39, especially the build up to WrestleMania 40, and then the build up to last year. And this one was kind of, I would say, the weakest out of the 4. But I feel like with the card that they built, I think it could possibly top last year's Mania.
Well, that's actually a really good point, Aaron. And I was thinking about it because I was actually reviewing the card, and I wanted to talk to you about this, Omar. What do you think about the card? I think that's actually, I don't disagree with Cody Rhodes' assessment here. This is, when I was looking at this, I thought, oh man, like, this looks like a pretty okay lineup here. Except CM Punk, Roman Reigns. But what do you think, Omar?
I think, honestly, having gone to last year's, I'm having a little FOMO. I'm like, man, like, I kind of wish if they would have just kept, some of the stuff from last year and some of the stuff from this year. Like, there's a lot of big matches from this year that I'm excited. I think the undercard is a much better undercard than like the than last year's, and the fact that you have like big things like a ladder match at Mania that was missing. I feel like, like it's just Obafemi's presence, I think, has a lot to do with it. Like, I think a lot of these new guys that are being injected into, even like Stephanie Vaquer being in the main event, like I'm excited to see, like this WrestleMania because it's a lot of new, and I think there might be a little bit of they kind of have to. WWE might need to really make this card good because they're going back to Las Vegas. Do y'all think that that's the situation?
And also, like I said earlier, the build up to this road to WrestleMania hasn't felt like a road to WrestleMania compared to the past few years. And maybe that's a kind of a way to kind of make it up. Is just give us these good matchups to kind of make up for it.
Well,
And
Aaron,
then
I wanted to ask for a little clarification for the uninitiated. Like WrestleMania 39, what was the build up there?
that was so the year before that 38, that was the
Uh,
year of Cody Rhodes return. So he returned at WrestleMania 38 and wrestled Rollins. So from then that the story was that he wanted to win the title that his father never won, Dusty Rhodes, which was the WWE Championship. And that was his main goal, um, that he wanted to achieve returning back to WWE. So, and at the time, Roman was the champion. He was pretty much unstoppable for 3 years. And this build up was actually a really good one with with the promos and then the story behind it of him trying to do what his father couldn't. And a lot of people thought that Cody Rhodes was going to win at WrestleMania. He was going to finish the story, um,
awesome.
and they had the match and he didn't. And a lot of people were upset, and that kind of boosted the road to next year's the following year road to WrestleMania, which was WrestleMania 40. Of okay, um, well, first of all, he had to win the Royal Rumble again, um,
Mhm.
to have the opportunity, and then The Rock came back. Plans changed, and the original plan was to have Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania 40, and that's when you know the fans were like, "No, that wasn't the that's not what we want because Cody won the Rumble, and he chose Roman, and that should be the match." And that was pretty much the buildup where they changed plans. They had this press
Mhm.
conference at Vegas like a month before where they talked shit, and then Seth came out, kind of defended Cody, and then that kind of set up a match for night one, which was The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth, where if Roman and The Rock won, it would be a bloodline
Mhm.
rules match, which it was because they won, and that kind of put Cody at a disadvantage because like Roman, he like throughout his title defenses, he always had help with either Solo or the Usos. So with that, they had the match the following night, and well, we all know the greatest 5 minutes in professional wrestling with Cena coming back, The Rock, Rollins coming out, and the Undertaker coming out, and Cody finally finishing the story where that's been
Mhm.
building up for 2 years. And then you compare that to this year's build up to Road to WrestleMania. It wasn't a bad, but I feel like it just wasn't up to par with the past few years.
So, Omar, and I kind of want to ask you. So, just to summarize, it was Cody Rhodes returns. He finishes the story, and then last year, what was it? What was
It
last year's
was
build up? Cena, right?
yeah
Cena's heel.
with Cody, Cody Cena heel turn and then versus Cody, and then the night one was Roman versus Seth versus CM Punk.
And
And
then what I wanted to say is, so a lot of these last couple of years have been very Cody centric, right? It sounds like.
Yeah.
Omar, what do you think about um I don't want to use the word lack of buildup, but how the buildup has not been what it has been in previous years. Like, do you think that kind of takes away from the card or from the event itself? And then Aaron, if you would answer that question after, because
I yeah, I think for me, like, it has to, the wrestling has to show out. It needs to be, a really good just wrestling show if they're gonna like have such a short turnaround with the storylines. And so, like, but I think that's what gets people excited potentially, is like, because there's such a low buildup, you kind of expect them to hopefully show out in the ring and do some in-ring storytelling. And if they don't, then it'll be a kind of disappointing build to WrestleMania overall. And so I think it can, like, lead to a flop of a WrestleMania, if they don't allow, like Brock and Oba to have a badass match. If it's just like a fucking, stinker, like, or if the ladder match is not a good fucking, match, or if, CM Punk and Roman Reigns don't have a fucking, like, a 5-star banger, like, these things could all, like, WrestleMania could really fall flat. If, and,
it go
this,
really bad, what you're saying.
yeah, but I think it also, like, hopefully could light a fire underneath the superstars of the wrestlers, and they could, fucking just show out and do fucking well, and wrestle and put on a fucking a card that we all, like to see and enjoy. But yeah,
Aaron, what do
fucking
you? Okay, go ahead.
no, no, go ahead.
What I was gonna ask Aaron is, do you think, Aaron, like, if you could answer what, because I know you like storylines, I know you're all about the storylines and stuff like that. How does this kind of, when is the last time you remember a WrestleMania like this with kind of like a lot of plot line holes, like a lot of plot holes, but also, and I kind of want to ask Omar this question because I think it's a good question. With the lineup like this, can this WrestleMania fail? Because I feel like this lineup is stacked. Can it fail? Should it fail based on all these freaking fantastic wrestlers that are on the card? Go ahead.
I don't remember the last time it was this uneventful. And looking at this card, it just seems to me it's impossible to have a bad WrestleMania. Yes, we're gonna nitpick on some of the matches, but I feel like if they just let them go and show, just let them show what they can do, it can be like, this can be a very good WrestleMania.
It could be like, you could be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And Omar, the question that I go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
The question that I asked.
Uh,
Go ahead. Oh yeah, you heard it. I mean,
yeah.
is this too big to fail? Is what I'm asking. Is this WrestleMania card too good to suck? And if it sucks, is Omar right, Aaron? If this sucks, can it be really bad for for WWE as a company? Go ahead, Omar.
I think it has the potential of disappointing a lot of fans if they don't, like Aaron said, let the wrestlers just show up and do their thing. And they just, at the bare minimum, they just got to let them cook, bro. Like, you have the talent, like you've said plenty of times, like, they have the riches and, like, all of the money, and, like, they're running this back a second time, in Las Vegas, in the same thing. So it should be a perfect execution in regards to an event, and hopefully they learned, from the feedback that they got from last year's main event or whatever, and they do something that, makes the fans happy, and it's not, necessarily like a Travis Scott showcase, but a fucking wrestling showcase. And it looks like that's what the card is entailing, is just good fucking wrestling.
Wrestlers.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, dude? Like, I'm actually excited that there's no speed on here.
Hey, hold on.
Well,
Hey,
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
But don't disrespect my boy.
Yeah, something that we're having this year that we didn't have last year was a WrestleMania host. And earlier this week, it was announced that John Cena, the GOAT, the Never Seen 17, the greatest of all time, is going to host WrestleMania. He's gonna be in Vegas. I'm gonna be in Vegas. I'm excited.
So how do you feel about that, Aaron? Like, what does that mean? Like, explain that to me. What does a host do?
A host does whatever they want. I think the last time they had a host was Snoop Dogg, and then, like, Snoop Dogg just went out there and just did whatever and had like a match, or like he rep the match. Like, it's just added entertainment for us.
He came out.
So you're
Eddie,
excited. I mean, what excites?
with Eddie, or with Ray? I mean.
Well, what excites you about Cena being there? Just the fact that it's Cena?
Yeah, and like the possibilities of what can happen. Like, maybe we have a Cena and Danhausen stare down. You never know.
That's actually pretty interesting.
Maybe Cena gets cursed. You know, it's the possibilities that gets me excited. Like, what can happen?
What do you think, Omar? Are you excited?
I'm excited, man. Like, the only memories I have of a WrestleMania host was The Rock actually hosting WrestleMania, and it brought me back. It brought shout out Speed, you know, Mikey knows ball. Shout out Mikey. Oh fuck. Let me.
Why is Speed on my television, Mikey? I need to know.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
But I think it has the like I'm excited for that, man. Like I mentioned, like previously, The Rock had hosted WrestleMania, and it was actually a feud. It was a precursor to a feud with John Cena, and John Cena was main eventing against The Miz of all people, and The Rock was hosting that Mania, and that led up to a feud, that the big, you know, once in a lifetime match and shit. So, like Aaron said, like you never know what the possibilities are. I don't think he's gonna like wrestle again, but
No.
like I'm just interested, like to see John Cena like in a suit and like in a different capacity, or like to see what he's gonna do and interacting with the wrestlers, and like not a John Cena the character way, but a John Cena like the ambassador way. Because say what you will about John Cena, he's like actually I think very creative, and like very intelligent in the art of wrestling. The art of wrestling. Like and subscribe. You already know. Fucking follow. And so I'm interested to see if that gives him some creative input, and wrestling and WrestleMania, and you know hopefully he starts stealing power away from Hunter. Maybe there's another player in the game of WWE. You know.
Because Omar actually presents an interesting possibility, Aaron. Do you think that this might be a way for him to sneak back into WWE? Not necessarily sneak back in, but for the company to sneak him back into the Fed in a more creative capacity? Would you like to see him in a creative role, or would you like to see him more kind of like a GM, kind of like a counterweight to Triple K kind of deal?
Teddy Long.
He's talked about how he's still going to be part of WWE, but more behind the scenes. That's a pretty vague explanation, but I think he's going to have a big impact on the product going forward. And I think, and this can be like maybe like a sneak peek or a preview of what maybe he can do, you know, as an ambassador while he hosts WrestleMania.
I thought I was free of Cena. I thought I was free. I thought I was.
You're just getting started.
Yeah, and now he's back. And why are you guys excited? That bothers me. Like Omar's twirling and shit, and Aaron's like, look at this shit. What's wrong with y'all? I thought I was free. Mikey, why is he back? Henny, I thought I was done with Cena. Look at this fucking guy.
He answered it. Cena's the GOAT, Glex. He's our Hulk Hogan.
He's got the headband. You're throwing it back to the 90s, right? To the early 2000s. We used to wear a headband and a fucking hat.
Look, it's a possibility that John Cena interacts with Speed. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Anything.
It'll be anything.
So whatever he does, you're gonna be geeking.
Bro can come out and just wave and just leave, and I'll be the happiest person on earth.
All right, fellas. Well, you know, I didn't expect this kind of a reaction. I don't know. I'm not online. I'm not like in the fucking interwebs as far as WWE. Like, I didn't expect this kind of reaction, but here we are. And now, Aaron, do you have a headband like always ready to go? Is that what the fuck it is?
Oh yeah, it's ready to go. It's right here whenever I need it. I got the wristbands too, but yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna go all dripped out with Cena stuff to Mania? Is that what's going on here?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll go out there to WWE World, hit the store, maybe get some new Cena gear,
Just cause.
just cause.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about Cena? I mean, look, Mikey, I'm gonna say something, and I'm sorry you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. Actually, I think you might. I had nothing against Cena. I think he's pretty. Um, Despite his limitations, he's done a pretty fantastic job. This last year with the retirement tour was it really turned me off.
Awesome.
But independent of that, like he's been pretty good. I didn't expect this kind of excitement. You know what I mean? Do you guys think that people are going to tune into Mania that wouldn't just because of Cena? Do you think people will go?
I can already hear the crowd fucking go crazy when the music starts. The fucking trumpets, and I'll be fucking. I know I'm gonna scream like a little girl. I'm excited.
You're already screaming, Aaron.
Yeah.
What about you, Omar? I mean, does that raise your interest level up a notch?
It does, and it's a smart business fucking perspective. It's like that. I think that's why they did it. Like, bro, like people are mad that we're going back to Vegas. John Cena, we need you, brother. Come out and host WrestleMania. Oh, like, and I mean, it got me going. Shit, fuck. Like, I think it's a smart move
We're easy.
and easy, yeah, and it'll get like think about it. Like, if I tuned in because of The Rock, I was literally away from wrestling for years. I was figuring out my timeline. I stopped watching wrestling at 2008, exactly 2007, 2008,
Damn.
and so yeah,
That's prime.
yeah, no, that's when I stopped. I was peak ruthless aggression. I didn't get the PG era or whatever.
Oof.
And yeah, so I point is like when Rock came back and was like gonna wrestle Según PG Cena, I was like, oh, I gotta fucking tune in. So I think a lot of people might tune in again. Like they might have tuned off because Cena was gone, and now they're like, oh, I'm back. Like, take me back, WWE. Like I'm ready.
Well,
But Aaron,
I guess
I know
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I know there's other things. Do you guys want to pivot to the man, the person, the individual that fucking retired that person?
We were talking about how excited I am when this match was announced. I don't remember being that hard in a long time, because this match
like bricked up, you mean?
like bricked up. Like this match came out of nowhere, and it's just two of the top talent in WWE going head to head, just out of nowhere, and I don't mind it.
That's what I was going to ask you.
There's no storyline, mainly because original plans, according to my sources, the original plan for Gunther was to retire Ray at WrestleMania. We all know Ray was injured, and the original plan for Rollins was to wrestle Braun Breaker, but he went out with injury too. And like now we have these two guys, top guys in WWE, that have no matches. Well, they just put them together and have a match. Maybe hopefully this coming weeks we can get maybe some sort of a small idea why trying to make it make sense. But to be honest, I don't think it matters if it does. It's just two really good wrestlers going at it at WrestleMania.
It sounds like you're excited, and there's no storyline, Aaron, and you don't mind it, and that's good. What do you think, Omar?
Better than nothing.
Hey, Aaron, do your pose, because I'm gonna ask Omar about your one of your favorite wrestlers, Gunther. Do your Gunther. Okay, Omar, what do you think about the ring general, the fucking poor man's William Regal? What do you think of him?
You wanna know what? This is how much stock I put on Seth Rollins, bro. It's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be it's just gonna be a good fucking match. And like Aaron said, like I'm just excited. I think this is why this card is good, because like regardless, you have two guys that if you put them together and just let them go, they're gonna go. That's very articulate. It's very. I used a lot of different fucking words in that one, but they're gonna fucking go because they can go. Like
Well,
it.
but Omar, does that mean that you're recognizing Gunther's abilities in the ring?
I'm recognizing his ability to get carried by someone else. It's like you recognize a backpack. Like that's a nice backpack, but the utility of a backpack is that it's get carried by a larger
Get
force.
carried.
Yeah, that is Gunther.
What do
And
you think, Aaron? Do you think Gunther's gonna get carried here, or do you
Absolutely
think?
not. Absolutely not. I'm not saying that Rollins is gonna get carried, but I just have a feeling this match can steal the show.
And what? So they have different kind of styles. Do
Exactly.
you guys think? Do you guys think that it would be that they're both? I guess they can read each other well enough to meet somewhere in the middle and to make a good match. Do you guys feel confident in that?
Especially with Seth Rollins. I feel like Seth Rollins is one of the few, or maybe the only one that can adapt to any style of wrestling. He's wrestled big guys, he's wrestled small guys, and he's always having good matches. So for Rollins, it doesn't matter who he's wrestling. He's gonna give a good show.
Um, Aaron, I don't know if it's too early. Omar, I don't know if it's too early. Who wins?
I I see them protecting Gunther. Rollins doesn't lose anything by losing.
Mhm.
And he's established. If Gunther loses, then it's like it completely like derails, his whole Cena Goldberg arc and all of that stuff. And unless they're really, really trying to protect Rollins and immediately build him up as like world heavyweight and stuff. But like I said, he could still be that without even winning. So it'll
What do
be
you
fine
think, Aaron?
unless he
Uh-huh.
retires him, which I don't know if it was just that's is that the stipulation? I don't think it is,
Oh
right?
no, I hope not.
Well, do you guys think like this is Aaron? And then I don't know if you can answer this. Do you think this is a match that doesn't need a storyline that people will tune in just because it's Gunther and just because it's Rollins?
For the circumstances that they're in, I think it doesn't. But I feel like if they had the time um, to have a good program, this could be like, I would say, like a feud of the year with Rollins and Gunther, because I don't think we ever seen a Rollins versus Gunther from what I remember. But like like again, like it's just kind of what happened. Like they didn't have anything for them, put them together. Why not?
And let him
Um,
let him perform, right? Let him do work. I
Yeah.
actually, you know what, dude? Like the reason why I asked you this, Omar, is because when I saw Seth Rollins and Gunther, I thought, dude, like I would maybe tune in for that match. And part of it would be a success, like a hate watch against Gunther, so I can talk shit about him. But I think the main, I mean, I like Seth Rollins. I think Omar, one of the first times that I saw Seth Rollins, no, he's the first wrestler from the male division that caught my attention because of his song when he came out and the way everybody chanted, "Oh, oh!" I think it was WrestleMania, maybe, and I
uh,
think it was like in an outdoor stadium. And he came out like and it was like, "Oh," and I asked you, Omar, who's that? And you were like, "Oh, it's Seth freaking Rollins." And then I said, "Why is his name freaking?" And then you said, "Oh, he doesn't like it when they call him that either," you know. But I just thought
it's
like,
a
okay, but that's the first guy that really, with his entrance and his aura, and that's the guy whose entrance right now I think is probably my favorite entrance besides Penta. Because I like the whole. Oh, I mean, it's pretty dope, and to burn it down. So, this match is actually one that I would tune in for. Um, anything else about Gunther and and your boy Seth? Aaron, who you got?
I'll let you know on a predictions day.
That's what's up.
he's playing it close to the cards.
He's gonna check with
I
the sources.
I don't
Yeah, I
need
see what
I need sources for predictions. I'm the
the
Ah,
dirt
CPK.
sheets.
perro, calm down.
Sheesh. I will say, bro, I agree with you. The entrances last year at WrestleMania, Rollins came out with the flamethrower. That shit was cool. And he always comes is styling and profiling with his fashion, high fashion. Bro comes out with some crazy drip.
Yeah, man,
We
he's
talk.
dripped out. He give a fuck. I like that. Kind of reminds me of Macho Man. I used to come out and all these fucking guys with the big robes and shit like that. So with the colors, um, so we're full. We're fucking rolling with WrestleMania, guys. I mean, what do you guys think of? Oh, Young Hennessy says, what did he say? Who's taking it?
Rollins, he says Gunther's taking it, but Seth Rollins' retirement match. That begs a good question. Do y'all think? I don't know.
I don't want to,
If
bro.
I don't know. Does anyone want this to be Seth Rollins' retirement match? If that's the
I'll,
case,
Absolutely not.
no.
let me answer, Aaron. Aaron just jumped in there. I
No.
think that's everybody's answer. I think for me, man, Seth Rollins is probably my favorite wrestler. Like guy in the men's division, I think that I really enjoy watching him. Every time he goes performs, I feel like he puts on a good show. I like that he wrestles on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, man, I really would not like for Seth Rollins to lose. I actually would like to see Gunther with what's his name, Damian Priest, you know, and just kind of have him go away.
Just have them just exist together in the nethers. That said, the exact opposite of the fucking nether regions, we have the fucking main events. How the fuck
What
do
are
y'all feel
they?
about these?
So what are
It's Cody
We got Cody
and
and Randy night one for
yeah,
the WWE Championship, and then we have Roman and Punk night two for the World Heavyweight Championship.
out of those? Like, which is the better championship? Are they considered equal?
technically considered equal. I would say not really in actual wrestling lore. In my opinion, there anytime in the past, the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship were supposed to be equal. I don't know if that's actually the case now, but back in the day when it was like Triple H and Batista like holding that belt, and like John Cena or whoever else holding the other. But do you think that's the case now, Aaron? That they're equal footing?
I think it's on its way because it's I don't want to say it's brand new, but it recently came back. It was gone for a while, and I think Roman holding it will elevate it to maybe be equal to the WWE Championship.
So it's the WWE Championship that's above. Then is that the one you have back there, Aaron?
Yeah, this back
Show it
way.
to us. Show it to us.
It's kind of heavy.
So that's the real deal Holyfield, huh?
Yep, right here.
Are you taking that to Mania?
Hell no. This is
Why
like
not?
20 pounds. This is like 20 pounds. Am I gonna carry this?
Let me see the side plates. Are those customizable? The side ones?
Yeah, you can add different plates. Say like you want penta plates, you could add penta plates.
Okay.
Hey,
What do you, so okay.
shout out my girl for the birthday present.
Shout out, bro.
Shout out.
Damn! Shout out. That's love. Fuck.
That is love.
What is
Anyway, like you and CM Punk.
Exactly.
Omar, talk to me. What do you think about Roman Reigns and CM Punk? Like, what are your expectations here? And maybe we can leave that for the predictions. But I feel like we're kind of rolling here. So, what do you guys think?
You know what? Like, fuck it. Let's see what happens. I'm excited for any Rollins fucking Roman Reigns match, and I was about to pull a Wex. We'll say like Roland Reigns. Second.
Seth Rollins or what?
Yeah. Fucking. But I just think any main event that I've seen with Roman Reigns has been a good one, and since I've been watching wrestling again, CM Punk has performed relatively well. He's been, in my opinion, he's had a match or two where it wasn't the best. But like when he had a match with Rollins, that was spectacular. And I think like this match has a potential to be to that level, and because they've already worked together in last WrestleMania's main event, which I think was the match of Mania, other than the Bianca Belair and Io Sky and Rhea Ripley match. I think these guys already work really well together, and it'll be cool to just see them one on one, and not in a triple threat. Because a lot of people actually criticize triple threats, because of the pacing and because they could go wrong if like the three superstars aren't really good about their timing and shit. Um, but I think because of that, the singles match would actually benefit both Punk and Roman, who Roman has like a very slow style now. And then Punk has a very, like now he can't really be fast because he's old as shit. So like, and now he has a very like slow style as well.
What do you think, Aaron?
That's what gets me excited because I've said this 1,000 times. Like that, I love slow matches that build up and build up over time to at the end we have a big payoff, and I feel like this can be a really good match where they can tell a story during the match, and then have the ending. I don't know who's gonna win. I still don't. I'm leaning towards Roman right now, but I feel like this can be a really good match storytelling wise.
So you sounds like you wouldn't be mad if Roman takes it then.
No,
No, Omar, would you be mad if Roman takes it? Oh, Omar's fixing the mic. Um, I, I almost want to ask this question, but I don't know how, and I don't know if it's fair. But on your all time hierarchy, Aaron, is Roman Reigns above CM Punk or is CM Punk above Roman Reigns?
Roman's easily above CM Punk. With
Really?
what he has done the past 5 years to, you know, before he was a tribal chief, he was the big dog. Even though people didn't like him, but he was putting in the work. Roman did a lot for the company when he returned as the tribal chief.
Mhm.
He put, like he said it himself. WWE is where it is now because of Roman Reigns, because of the bloodline, the storyline, the lore of everything. That's that's what makes Roman great, and also this title reign over 1,000 days. Like we don't get that in the modern wrestling, and I don't think we ever will again anytime soon. So Roman's way above CM Punk in my opinion.
But and I guess I want to ask you this, and then I want to ask Omar the question. Because Vikingo, Hijo de Vikingo, he had a title reign that was like north of 900 days. And the way people turned on him was insane. That hasn't happened with CM Punk. Not with CM Punk, I'm sorry, with Reigns.
It did, but the opposite way. Because
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Like,
so he I want to say when the Shield broke up, he was the baby face that WWE wanted to put down our throats, and we were just rejecting him, and we were just booing him out of the fucking building, and then COVID happened, he went away, he returned as the tribal chief. We were still booing him, but not because we hated him. It was because he was the heel. He was beating the good guys. He was beating the guys that we liked. And over time, after he lost the title at WrestleMania 40, that's when it kind of changed, where he like after WrestleMania 40, he left for a while, and people were like, where's Roman? But and he returned, and he was an automatic babyface. Like it's weird with wrestling fans that we can turn in a second. We can either like somebody or start hating somebody in a
well,
matter of
Aaron did say,
seconds.
go ahead. Well, Aaron did say in the beginning that wrestling fans are crazy when this podcast started. So, going back to that, what do you think, Omar? I mean, where would you rank CM Punk above Roman Reigns in terms of all time on your all time list? And what was the second half of the question, Aaron?
I think
the
that
1,000 days. Oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Oh, the long reign.
I can't hear him.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Nah,
I can.
Hello?
I can't hear him.
Oh, let me see.
Did I mute him?
No, I don't know, but
It says it's playing here.
yeah. But I like the thousand long reign. Do you know how long was it, Aaron? 1,000 years.
Oh
And
yeah,
a
the
thousand
chat can
years,
hear him, so it's good.
a
It's
thousand
just
five
me.
hundred or something.
Let me
And
back out and then I'll get back in.
yeah, to me personally, I really enjoyed that reign because it kind of brought me back, I think, to wrestling. Um, in in a time where I didn't really care. Like I told y'all, and like I mentioned, like I was away for wrestling for a really long time. And so it was WrestleMania 39 that Aaron went to. It was the Eddie, like called back with Ray, but it was also that main event with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And that main event I think was a lot different than the WrestleMania 40 main event. And the fact that it was like just pure graps, it was just a good wrestling showcase. I think it was like 59 minutes or like 49 minutes of them just going. And I enjoyed that shit. Like they posted it on YouTube, all of it, the full match. And I was able to tune into that.
Yeah.
I felt that's when I think I would truly say I fell back in love with the art of wrestling again. Yeah, is seeing those two guys, Roman Reigns at the top of his, arc, and Cody Rhodes at the top of his, arc as well, just showing out. And I still watch that fucking video package, bro, to this day. Like the WrestleMania 39, the WrestleMania 40, video package. And for me, like if I were to show someone a match, like to get into like modern day WWE, that's the match I would show them is those two back to back, WrestleMania 39 and WrestleMania 40. Because to me that's like the pinnacle of WWE and this long term storytelling, but also like in ring storytelling. Like these guys, when Roman Reigns, when given the opportunity, can cook. And I don't know if I've seen that from CM Punk. Like I said, like I think CM Punk's ascension was after I stopped watching. And like the last thing I saw from CM Punk was him beating Rey Mysterio and him being a cult hero, and I did not fuck with that because who the fuck beats up Rey Mysterio? And he was also like this fucking big ass what was he in, like this big ass sober guy? What was this called?
Straight
The
edge.
X thing, straight
Yeah,
edge, and
straight
that was
edge.
his whole fucking gimmick, bro. And even then, I knew back then I was like, I'm gonna be a degenerate. Like I don't mess with CM Punk, and so I don't have any like you know I don't think CM Punk even reaches like my top 10, my top 15, my top 20 because I don't have him in, and I don't have any like personal relation to him. I just have what he's done recently and I've enjoyed it. Like I really enjoyed the Drew McIntyre feud. I really enjoyed last year's WrestleMania event, main event, but I don't know if I'd put him up there with like my greats. But I would put Roman Reigns up there in one of my favorites in general and potentially up there in the grades just because of his draw and the draw that he had for me until I found out, that we have alternative, or different political views, but I could still, appreciate his in-ring work, which has been spectacular in my opinion. But I will say that's what CM Punk, he stands on business except for going to Saudi. He's a very, like anti fucking structure and all of that shit, guys. So I think now with his promo, with his feud with Roman Reigns, he's kind of going back to that. I think he was like flipping out the crowd, right, Aaron,
Oh
and
yeah,
like talking
yeah,
hellish shit at the Garden and all that shit.
yeah. That's the Punk. That yeah. I feel like
Well,
when
huh?
Punk left, he was at the beginning of his prime with WWE with his whole storyline with John Cena. Him that match at Money in the Bank in Chicago versus Cena is probably one of my favorite ones. Um, and I feel like just now he's getting the opportunity of being the top guy at WWE.
So so Omar doesn't have him in his top 15 all time. Where do you have him, Aaron?
I would have him in my top 10 somewhere.
Like, not in the top 5?
Maybe that's a maybe. It's tough because there's guys
Who?
like like Shawn Michaels. You know, there's Eddie Guerrero. There's the Rey Mysterios.
top
You know,
one,
the
baby.
John Cena's. I would put Edge over Punk. You know, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys. You know, it's tough.
What about The Rock? Would you put The Rock over Punk? Okay, go ahead.
No, not on my list because I didn't grow up watching the Attitude Era. I wasn't fortunate enough to experience that. I only saw him when he wrestled John Cena. At I think it was 27, 28 or 28, 29, and then at WrestleMania 40. So I don't I don't have that connection with The Rock.
Do you think there's anything he can do now to okay, so you don't put him above Roman Reigns. So that's 6, right?
Yeah.
That's not included in your thing. So Roman Reigns is 6 in no particular order. Who would you feel? What can Roman do to sneak into this top 6? I mean, CM Punk. And who would you knock out of this top 6?
I don't think I'll knock anybody down.
So, do you think there's anything he can do to get into the top 6 for you? Do you think it might be too late?
I don't want to say it's too late, but it can be. It's tough. So
So there's 7. Edge. There's Edge. You said you have Edge above.
I have Edge. Yeah.
What about Daniel Bryan? You have him above CM Punk?
No.
Okay. But you got to think about it.
And I don't think that's right either. I don't know, because Daniel Bryan. It's very tough.
I'm thinking this is a future video idea, bro. We gotta cook this. This is a full fucking
top 10
rankings.
Yeah, full dissection. I'm excited to actually hear in-depth analysis as to why Aaron's top 5 is his top 5. What your top 5 would be? I'm fucking intrigued.
Well, I'm interested because go ahead.
No, because I'm just saying that's future content. I wrote that down. Future videos.
And also, I would put Randy in that list.
Randy, would you put Randy above CM Punk?
Yes.
So that's 8 over CM Punk. What about Ric Flair?
No, I don't know.
No,
I didn't. When I watched Ric Flair, he was on his way out. He was just the old guy on my TV.
Hulk Hogan?
No, I don't think he's on my top 20.
Ouch!
I don't think he's on my top 100.
Okay, but you said you didn't have Roman above him, so Roman is 8.
Yeah, no, Roman's 1.
Roman's your top of all time?
Of all time? Oh no, he's on my top 5, but he's over.
Oh, he's in the top. Okay. So Roman's in the top 5. So that pushes CM Punk to 8 or 9. 8, I think we're at. And then, but Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson.
I take that back.
You can make the argument. Go ahead.
I'll take that back. I don't think I'll put Daniel Bryan over Punk.
What about Batista?
I don't know. I think they might be equal.
What do you think, Omar? Batista over CM Punk?
And are we talking about their prime, in their prime, or now, or just all time?
Well, I think that's a good question. Did CM Punk have a prime? Did he really enjoy a prime? Because I think one of the issues with him is that
he had a short prime before he left in 2014.
That's what I think. I think that right as he was entering, right as he was going to take off, he stopped wrestling for 10 years or however long that was. And so there's a significant gap there where he really could have solidified himself.
10-year gap. That's a lot.
Yeah, but because of his fucking piece of shit attitude, he ended up getting kicked out of WWE. And so now he's, he got kicked out of AEW too. And so it's kind of interesting. I didn't expect him to be that low. And I guess, and I understand why you could have said Edge is above him because Edge, I think, had longevity. He did it for longer. And even though Edge wasn't necessarily the face of the company, he was still one of the top guys. And I remember for a while, it was all about the rated R superstar. And I remember he would put on bangers, and I remember he held championships, and he made runs, and he had really good feuds. And so I think that's one of the biggest issues with CM Punk that I have is that he didn't have a prime. He came back to the big leagues, and now it's too late. That's why I asked that question. Like, is there anything he can do to sneak back in there? Because he lost 10 fucking years that Randy Orton had, that John Cena had, that Edge had, right? That Austin had, that The Rock had, that all these people, all these fucking guys had. Triple H
even The Rock, his I think he was at the top for like 4 years and just left to Hollywood, but he still left a big impact. Same with Steve. He was at top for a few years and had to retire because of the neck injury.
What about Undertaker?
Undertaker's longevity is out there.
Bro, that's a whole different story. But speaking of Randy,
wait, Aaron, hold that. Do you put Undertaker over Cena, over CM Punk?
Wait, yeah.
Okay, so that's 10. That's 10 guys you have CM Punk over. So CM Punk isn't even your top 10 wrestler.
At the moment, no, but like these just names off the top of my head.
No, it's not bad, Aaron. Like, it's not bad. Like, he's still fucking top 10 of all the. You've seen hundreds and hundreds of wrestlers wrestle, right? So it's not bad that he's not in the top 10. But you think he's definitely in the top 15?
Yeah.
Okay, and what you're saying is Batista, CM Punk, around there, maybe.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah.
What about you, Omar? What do you got?
But it could be different because Omar could have Batista, top 3.
No, but this is just your rankings, like But I would give you, like, I would defer to you a little bit because you've been like in the game, and you pay extra attention to these guys. You know what I mean? And you, just because you like somebody, it doesn't mean you're going to diminish somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that about what you're saying. But what about you, Omar? You say you don't have him in the top 15, CM Punk?
No, but I think I could talk forever about who is in my top 15. I said I don't think CM Punk is anywhere near. I don't even know if he's in my top 50, but like that's why, like I said, like I don't have a connection with him. But I do think he's one of my but because I don't know, there's a lot of wrestlers. I don't think he's ever like been one of my favorites, but I enjoy. It's like if you ask me like fucking is Grayson Waller gonna be your favorite? Or like even like guys that I never connected with, like Stone Cold, like he's not gonna be one of my favorite wrestlers. Like I might put him at like the top of all time, but I'm not gonna say like I like that guy. Like I was never a big Stone Cold guy, but like it's because I didn't really watch him and shit. So I think it's like Aaron said, it's pretty arbitrary, or like it's pretty just.
No, it's just your opinion.
Yeah, but I will say that one guy that I think that is sneaking on my top 5 is Randy Orton. Bro, that's what I'm saying. This needs to be a video.
How did Aaron know?
That's why I need. Look, this is why I didn't want to go too into it, bro. Because I could talk about this for years, and I want to hear questions list. So we'll make a video. We'll make an episode about this in the future. But I wanted to say Randy fucking Orton. I think bro, he has to go into arguments of like one of the greatest of all time. I don't know, like
Randy Orton.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, he's chasing his 15th title.
Aaron's offended that I asked it like that. Come on.
I'm almost offended that I'm like questioning it. Like like this guy is like been since.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just glad that he's main eventing WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes. Like, I think regardless of the build, regardless of anything, like this has the possibility of having a good match, even if it's an old Randy. Because I mean, I saw Randy grow up, bro. I remember when he had it. He's the one that damn near started the streak. He's the one that fucking wrestled against Undertaker and was talking about I'm gonna end the streak and all of this shit. And he put on a banger with the Undertaker at WrestleMania 21, my first WrestleMania I ever watched, the same one I seen Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio lace up. Randy was there as a little kid. He had the little flat top and shit, he was involved. Yeah. He's up there, man. He's up there because I was like 5, bro. Dude, I'm about to stop, bro. I'm about to like I'm I'm about to shave my head, bro. I don't know, like that fucker. That when he turned into the Viper, I didn't watch wrestling, but I knew that fucker was insane. I was like, I just know Randy is off one. That motherfucker. If I ever see him on the streets, I do not want to see him.
I don't know if you've seen that video. I think it was like on a documentary. I don't know of who, but like they asked
The
him like,
Viper.
"How do you get into character?" And he starts to fucking like talk to himself like fucking crazy. He holds his breath. He turns all red. He like looks down so the blood rushes to his head. Like that's the intensity of Randy Orton.
That's you know what, dude. Like, I guess what I'm hearing is that the more you think about it, the more he belongs with the all-time greats. Shout out Three Fro.
I don't gotta think about it. He's up there.
He's up there.
Again, he's chasing his 15th title at WrestleMania. You know, Cena just won his 17th. Like, he's not far off. If Cena's considered the GOAT with 17 and Orton wins this 15th, he can catch up.
So, oh my god.
All I'm saying is like everything chills because all of my goats are goats, bro. Like all the guys I seen growing up that like I fucking saw with their little babes, bro. Like they're like I never. If you would have told 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old me, Randy Orton and John Cena are going to be the greatest of all time, and they're going to be held above Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan is going to be a racist scumbag. I never would have believed it. I'd be like, Hulk Hogan, this guy, you know, like the one that like does that shit, and Randy Orton, the guy that like is the Viper, like that's fucking crazy. It's these guys, man. They deserve it. They've been in the game as long as me and Aaron have been fucking, you know, tiny little kids and shit, bro. The longevity is crazy. And also, just Randy's different characters, the voices, how he went to that crazy dark place. Yeah. But I remember Burning My Light, Randy. You know, the origin of this pose, bro. Like where that comes from, like. That Randy, where he was just a little fucking prick. Mikey knows that fucking Randy, bro. That Randy.
I've heard so many stories. Not even on TV, just backstage. You know, just being a complete dick. Like Randy was Randy. You know, back in the day.
What you say with the smile, Aaron? Randy was a big dick.
Because I've heard the stories. You know, there's a lot of them out there.
A lot of Randy stories, and Cody is one of the fucking biggest proprietors of those stories. And I think that's like one of the coolest things is like Randy and Cody. Like Cody was Randy's like protege in a way, you know, like and he kind of like helped bring him up after Randy kind of established himself a little bit and shit. I think he was still fucking around and still being like degenerate Randy. And Cody touched on that. He's like, bro, I had to wake up this degenerate ass from like fucking drooling on himself from fucking like, you know, like tripping out and shit. And so like if you're wondering the type of shit that Randy did, like he would remove entire urinals from their wall, like just, you know, like
just because he's Randy, or
just because he was Randy,
and flooded the whole floor on that hotel. And WWE had to repair a whole fucking floor out of hotel because of Randy.
That sounds like Evelino shit, you know, like shit.
He also defecated in a bag, someone's bag. So I don't know. It's just by all accounts, he's much better now. By all accounts, he's like a stand-up guy.
He's a family guy now. Great dad, great husband.
He plays Elden Ring. You know, plays video games. He's you know.
So what do you guys think? Okay, so that's the other main event. Would you guys be mad if Cody loses to Randy? Number one, and then number two is Aaron. Would you be mad if Randy wins this title?
I won't be mad. It's gonna be tough for Cody to lose 2 WrestleMania main events and lose 2 titles, you know, 2 years in a row. But I feel like if it's anyone, Cody can handle that pressure where he can lose 2 titles or 2 main events.
Like
he can withstand it. He can, and overcome it. But I think I'll give you a little sneak peek of my predictions. I think Randy goes over.
What do you think, Omar? Would you be mad if Randy Orton takes number what, 15 or 16? What is it?
15.
Uh, Look, and I'll give you a little early prediction. I think that Cody might need a vacation, and he's working hard. And I think that you know that Randy might be trying out for punting season. He might be warming up that leg to get Cody some time off. And I that's how I'd book it. Is Randy fully going dark, like how he used to, and going full heel champion to win this championship. Because he's kind of been a tweener. He's been, they've been like toying that the voices. He's been like a happy dad Randy recently in the WWE, and he has not been the Viper. And so I want him to punt Cody.
Or maybe Cody, maybe they finally pull a trigger on Cody and turn him heel. That's a possibility. I don't know if you watch Raw, the opening segment.
Hmm.
That was pretty intense. That kind of lit a fire under Cody, and maybe we'll see it because they're already booing Cody and cheering Randy because we're
That's
fucking crazy. Yeah, it should be
that's
the other way
hilarious.
around. So why might as well maybe just have Cody do the dick kicking this time.
And people have been asking for it.
Yeah.
Like, every chance Cody heel. I guess he had a pretty good heel character in AEW in the Indies.
He was a
Uh,
fucking prick too. Yeah.
What was I gonna
and
say? Oh, go ahead.
he was also a heel when he first started out in WWE. I remember dashing Cody Rhodes,
Yeah.
and all of that shit. But yeah, man, y'all ready for AEW? Anything else? Fucking WWE shit, or let's go to AEW.
I think
Let's
Aaron
go.
Aaron is doing. Hey, what was I gonna say? So instead of belt to ass, Aaron, when you said kicking the dick, it would be belt to dick or what?
BTD.
BT.
BTD.
All
That
right.
doesn't sound pleasant.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on.
let's move on.
Let's keep it rolling.
Everybody paused. Aaron was like,
yeah. AEW, another actor.
"What do you got, Omar? What do you got? Talk to us."
Okada, the Rainmaker. I have no idea what that means. Coming soon. I will find out what the significance of the Rainmaker. I know that's his move, but he's the international champion, and he just had a banger on Collision this past Saturday versus Kevin Knight, bro, who's the trios champion. He's actually the trios tag team champion with Mystical and Speedball. And this was I think, the second time I've seen him in singles action. And I'll start with Kevin Knight because I could talk about Okada for fucking years. But Kevin Knight is a good old fashioned high flyer who just every move that he does, he's fucking jumping around and spinning. But I thought that was fucking perfect for Okada, who Okada is like the classic heel in the business. Like literally like the IQ fucking heel. Where like he'll literally like pretend to like he'll like lick his hand when he chops you. And then he'll like pretend. And then he'll like and then he'll fucking
My kind of heel.
Yeah, like he's just a fucking shithead, bro. Like but it's in ring. You get what I mean? Like it's he's a master of in ring storytelling with his heel work. Like he's brilliant. Like there was a time when Kevin Knight tried to do a little springboard, and that fool just pushed the ref into the ropes, and that Kevin Knight just fell from the ropes because Okada pushed the ref into the ropes to fucking do that. I was like, that's just brilliant heel work, like that's fucking quality stuff. And his thing is that he's like known for timings and reversals and shit. So like he'll like almost lazily reverse your shit. Like, and you could tell like he's looking at you like waiting to reverse. Like, like he's just like and like that type of like in-ring fucking storytelling, I think is just beautiful. And the storyline behind this match was actually that Kevin Knight had beaten Okada in the Continental Classic previously, which is like this big ass tournament AEW. That's a big ass deal. And so Okada just wanted to get his lick back, bro. He wanted to get the dub back, and he did. He ended up winning in typical shit, like fucking chicken shit heel fashion. He won on a roll up because Kevin Knight actually won on a roll up last time, and so he tried to do that like 3 times in a row. And the third time that he did the roll up, they were like hella close to the ropes, and Okada just fucking grabbed the ropes and just fucking pinned him. So it was like brilliant. It was good quality in ring storytelling. And
Omar,
did y'all
talk talk to me about his grin.
fucking shit eating grin? I didn't know what that meant until I seen Okada. That motherfucker, bro, just like hit a move and then just stare at the camera like, like sucking, like just completely like it's fucking insane. Like I never understood it. Like it just like that would just, it's fucking quality, man. Like it's insane. Like his facial expressions, like in wrestling, I think that's a very underrated. Is that like even if he doesn't like use his words or like whatever, like his in ring movements is brilliant. There's this move where he goes like this, and then everyone just knows, and they're about to just flip him off, and then everyone just starts like flipping off, and then he just goes like this, and it just fucking flips off the fucking entire fucking crowd. Like it's just quality, good heel wrestling. But he's having a fucking smile the whole fucking time that he's fucking being a heel. Like it's fantastic.
It's
I
a
feel like
shit-eating grin, right? Go ahead, Aaron.
I feel like if you were, I think because the Okada I watch in New Japan and the Okada I'm watching now in AEW, they're completely different. Because in New Japan he was more of a serious baby face, and in AEW is like the heel, but kind of foolish, kind of messing around. And like I feel like it's kind of cool to see like how you can work these different characters and different companies and kind of show how this shows how good of a performer you are. This what makes you the GOAT. Like you can be serious at a moment and then you can just be goofy at one time, but still, kick ass at the same time.
So Omar, you're describing him as a technician, like he's actually really good, like technically in the ring.
Yeah, he has such a simple move set, but he's just really good at that, and I think it's because like Aaron said, like his ring work is serious. Like it's literally just like straight grabs, like clotheslines, fucking just normal fucking backdrops and all of that. But he he makes every move matter. And with his facial expressions, with his different things, regardless of his character work and shit. And it's crazy because his work before AEW has like this legendary reverence, like his New Japan work, bro. Like, so that like he's fucking done it to the top of his of of the world in a lot of people's opinion. And I get it now. Like now that I've seen him work, I'm like I understand why people see Okada as like top two, top one in the world right now. And bro is just an artist in the ring.
So he's not tiny either. He's 6'3",
Oh, he's big, yeah.
230.
Oh, he's a big guy.
Yeah. So what else you got, Omar, for AEW besides you getting bricked up over Okada?
I love Okada, bro. I'm just gonna smile like that at work, like
Dude,
in general. Like,
watch his New Japan stuff. I feel like if you let him now, you would. I feel like he'll probably be your all-time favorite if you watch his New Japan stuff.
I have to. You just further convinced me because I think I was under the impression it was more of the same, that he was a heel
No, it's
there
completely
too.
different. Yeah.
So that's why I never tapped in, and because the way people talked about this guy, I was like, who? Like, I've never heard of, like, who is this guy? Like, he has to be solid, and bro, like now I have to check that shit out. But Moxley and Osprey, bro, John fucking, or what's his name? Moxley, John Moxley, and John fucking Moxley and Will Osprey. I almost pulled the Weddle again. God damn it! I almost said John Osprey.
Write it down, Aaron.
I almost said John Osprey. Oh god, it's been a long day. Fucking John Moxley versus Will Osprey. That's what it's leading up to. last week, the reason why I wrote this down is because before I watched Dynamite today, fucking Osprey just fucking found fucking Moxley in the back where the fucking kegs were and just started throwing hands and fucking jumped fucking Moxley. And so I was like, there's gonna be a build, like there's something's gonna happen. And so this week, Pac, y'all remember I asked what the fuck is a Pac? What the fuck is a Pac? I know now. He put
What
on
is
a
it?
really good. He put on a really good. It's a guy that's built like a cube. He's like 5'8", and it's just like remember Shaqiri, like an absolute
Yeah,
like
sort of
unit
security. Yeah.
of a fucking soccer player. Like
Yeah.
that is Pac, bro. That bro is just jacked, like fucking just a walking muscle. He almost looks like a singular like muscle. Fucking, but he's interesting because he's jacked to the gills, but they both have such a high flying style, and they the situation in this one is that Osprey just came back from like a neck like fusion fucking like surgery, and so they worked me. I thought that fool was done. They're like about to take him to the back, and they're like, "Nah, he can't continue." And he's like, He had the fucking like tape and all of that shit. The fucking doctor was out like, "No, you can't do it, Will. Don't do it. Like, don't fucking go in there." And then they fucking started chanting his name, and then the AEW guy's like, "I know you hear it. I know you hear it, Will." And then he's like, and then he fucking went in, and then he fucking got his ass beat for like 5 minutes, and then he fucking proceeded to mount a comeback eventually. But this is actually interesting and actually a creative way, I think, to introduce Will Ospreay's quote unquote new style of wrestling with a wrestler like Pac and protecting a wrestler like Pac, because it made Pac look incredibly strong and vicious, but it also like made me as a W or as an AEW fan like invested in the fact that is this guy actually injured? Can he actually come back and do what he did in the past? And it was still a fucking good ass match. Osprey ended up getting the dub off of a very interesting fucking finish. Fucking Pac just murdered him for like he like hit like 3 straight finishers and then a fucking submission and then was hitting the crossface to try to hit Osprey's neck. And that fool Osprey was like just like trying to break out for like 2 to 3 minutes, and he ended up rolling him up from that fucking crossface position after like really working that like long-term shoulder thing like or like neck injury. And I thought that was a fucking quality ass finish, but it got even better because he started jumping him after he fucking won Pac, and then all of fucking Pac's boys, the Death Riders, came out to fucking support. So fucking
I think I saw
Osprey,
that.
yeah, Osprey fucking like tried to defend himself and he hit Pac with the hidden blade, which is fucking an amazing ass finisher. Fucking beautiful. Every time he hits that shit, the commentator's like hidden blade. I just fucking happy. And so he hit that shit, but then the homies, the Death Riders, came out and just jumped him, put the fucking chair on his neck, and then fucking Moxley just came out and was like, "I could kill you right now, but I'm not going to," and then left. And then that was that. But that was the story.
So what do you think about MJF and Speedball? What do you think about that match?
Well, I actually wanted to get your guys' thoughts on a Moxley and Osprey. Do y'all know anything about those two guys? Aaron, can you fill us the people in on why Osprey is fucking badass and Moxley and shit?
I don't know anything about.
I don't know
Osprey.
much about Osprey. I just know he was in New Japan before he signed with AEW, and again, same thing with Okada. Like people who watch New Japan and are in tune with wrestling know that he's very good. He just like Omar said, he just came back from injury. This could like Omar mentioned, like this could be a good way to kind of change his style. Not with just this match with Pac, but also with John Moxley, who is very, very grounded as a wrestler. He's not, going off turnbuckles and flying around. Whereas Osprey, before his injury, that's all he did, and just fucking do crazy flips. So maybe this can be a good transition to show that Osprey can also be, grounded and more of a technician to, protect his neck. You want to protect yourself and be, wrestling for a long time. So I'm interested in this match. This could be a good match and show a different version of Will Ospreay.
Moxley, I've seen with his matches with I forget the Japanese wrestler, but they're bangers. Every time I've seen him wrestle, he does. Every time I've seen him wrestle, he does a pretty good job. I saw a picture of him actually before, and he had hair and it looked kind of dorky, but now like he's bald and it looks better, you know. So he puts on. I don't know if he's a heel or a face, but he puts on a good show every time I see him. So Omar,
It's been open. What's good?
MJF and Speedball. What do you got?
Look, let me just put some respect on my fellow fucking martial artist and fellow black belt, fucking Speedball Bailey.
Put some shoes on though.
No, if he put some shoes on, he would murder people. It would like people would have broken fucking noses everywhere. No, bro, do you want MJF to have a broken nose? No, that's not.
Aaron would say yeah.
You prefer that? No, it's also just because it's liberating. You know, you want to feel the other person's face on your big toe as you fucking roundhouse him. You know, like you want to try.
And as you give him pink eye, you mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Fucking spread. You want to know what I was thinking? Like, what if he goes in the death match? Like, will you put on shoes then, Mr. Speedball? Like, if there's thumbtacks on the glass, like, would you do it? Or are you still gonna fucking like raw dog it? But Speedball, I like him because of his martial arts background and because he's not ashamed to let that take over in his fucking, like in-ring performance. And I also like MGF because he lets the guys that he's wrestling with put in work on them. And he always makes them look fucking fantastic. He fucking made Speedball today look like a fucking $5 million before he fucking destroyed him. Like before he fucking completely just smashed him. He was selling. He was fucking like letting him get his offense in. And I thought that was, I think that's what makes a good heel, as much as getting your offense in and all of that shit. So I really enjoyed this match because as a Speedball fan, I got to see Speedball do his thing, throw his kicks, be a Speedball, whatever the fuck that is. And then MJF, just kind of do the story work and like every move that he did, he was making eye contact with Kenny Omega, who was on commentary on the side. And so everything that he did in this match as a heel was almost to piss off Kenny Omega. Like MJF came out with the, US stuff because they're in Canada and so Speedball's Canadian and like Speedball is like one of Kenny's little homies and shit. And so like it all almost seemed like MJF is fucking this guy up just to get at Kenny Omega, essentially, and that was really really prevalent in all of the moves, the commentary, and everything. And Kenny Omega was surprisingly good on commentary.
So, what do you think, Omar? About you did mention something about Andrade versus Darby, and then immediately you said someone is gonna die.
Yeah, bro. So the thing is that MJF and his whole thing is that he's the devil, and so he's involved in the fact that he hired the Don Callis family to take care of Darby Allin, and so that's why Andrade has to face Darby Allin is because he's part of the Don Callis family, and then Don Callis enlisted Andrade to face Darby on behalf of MJF because MJF does not want to face Darby Allin. And so Darby Allin is known to do some crazy shit. He's I don't know. I don't know if words would accurately describe what the fuck that man does.
Insanity.
Yeah, like he just puts himself through a lot of hurt. Real glass, real different things. And so he's gonna do that with Andrade. It just is a given, and so I'm worried. The baddies like myself are gonna be going through it. Like I'm gonna be stressed. I don't know. It's gonna be rough for Andrade.
All right, man. So it sounds like a lot is going on in AEW. We made me want to tune in and watch Okada. When's his next? Is he like a Collision? Is he in Dynamite? Like when can we watch this?
Anyway, the cool thing about like AEW is like it kind of like they just kind of jump between Collision and Dynamite. It just depends on on what it feels like it just depends on their how they're trying to fill the card and what storylines they're trying to fill out. So he comes out a lot on Collision. He'll have like a tag like a trio match on Collision. Like for instance, this match that I saw was on Saturday, and it was just a singles match that main evented that Collision and stuff. So and today like was Dynamite, and that had a bunch of different fucking good ass matches. So a cool thing about AEW is if you tune in on Saturday or Wednesday, you'll probably get some good graps. I had no idea that match was main eventing. I just got excited when I saw it, and I was like, oh shit.
Anything else for AEW? If not, we'll pivot to Aaron and New Japan.
Nah.
All good. Just nothing major, real quick. There is a show on April 4th, which is Saturday. Will feature the Knockout Brothers versus TMDK for the IWGP Tag Team Championships. Then we have the return of Will Ospreay to New Japan. In over 2 years, he will be involved in a 6-man tag. And then we will have the main event, Yota Yushi versus Colum Newman, who is the New Japan Cup winner. They will go for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and that will be this Saturday.
So is this like a little bit of a down season with New Japan Pro Wrestling, or is this kind of like just not building up to something? Do you know? Like if you know the answer?
I'm new to New Japan. I just know that they don't have weekly shows like AEW and WWE. They just have 1 or 2 shows monthly, but they're considered like not pay-per-views, but they're big shows, but they're not weekly. So I'm still learning about New Japan. I'm still learning about the wrestlers. I'm still learning how the format in New Japan and how it works.
All right, well, sounds good. I guess if there's nothing else, we'll pivot over to AAA if you guys are down for the get down. So there was a banger of a match. Go ahead.
No, I say yeet.
There was a banger of a match between Laredo Kid, Jack Cartwheel, shout out 619, Dragon Lee, and TJ Perkins. Now, this is the second or third time I've seen TJ Perkins. I don't know anything about him. But the guy, he has like red eyes and he has like blood splattered in all over him. So he's pretty interesting, you know what I mean? And he can wrestle. But I think that him wrestling with the other guys is kind of difficult because Laredo Kid is pretty good. And Dragon Lee, that guy is fucking outstanding. But Jack Cartwheel was involved in all of the action this Saturday. He had some really tremendous spots, and like Omar stated earlier with MJF, like he takes bumps, but he also gives bumps. Like he did a pretty crazy bump on Dragon Lee off the turnbuckle, where Dragon Lee was kind of sitting on the turnbuckle facing the crowd, and this guy like came up behind him and just fucking power bombed him like super athletically. Like it wasn't just a regular Batista bomb. This is fucking super like grappling. I gotta say, Jack Cartwheel, I thought, I don't want to say he was a crowd favorite, but he was getting a reception from the Mexican crowd that I think that is well deserved. He can do it all, where he can deliver power shots, but he could also do the high flying stuff. Laredo Kid retained. And once he won, and the finisher was actually pretty insane. I don't even know what to call it, Aaron. Like he did like a lock on the back of his leg, and then he pulled his arms back, and then he pulled them back up, and then he just fucking kicked him in the middle of his back, and boom, smacked fucking TJ Perkins' head on the ground, and just that's it, 1, 2, 3. So it was actually pretty interesting. I don't know if you were able to watch that match, and what do you think of Jack Cartwheel? I'm
yet to see a Jack Cartwheel match, but I've seen the highlights, and I've seen that he has a lot of hype on social media. A lot of people are starting to like this guy. I still haven't watched the match, so I'll probably do that this week. But it looks like he's growing on people so far.
So a little bit of background. He's 25 years old, this fucking guy, you know? He's 25 years old. He's 5'7". Trained by Supreme Pro Wrestling. I don't know if that means anything. And a little bit of background. This guy started in the independent circuit. And I guess he's always been going by Jack Cartwheel. He started out in the independent circuit in 2019, and then he did AEW Ring of Honor for a year. And then now he's at WWE. Yeah.
I mean, he's
And
based off
yeah.
Sacramento, right? That's Supreme Pro Wrestling.
Supreme Pro Wrestling. Yeah, we're gonna be going. Check us
That's
out, Small Package Wrestling.
So Aaron mentioned something interesting, that this guy's creating quite a buzz in social media, and I think rightfully so. I mean, he's been putting on some really good performances. So shout out Jack Cartwheel, and shout out. I mean, you're getting a lot of love in Mexico, and I think you deserve it. Omar, did you watch the match?
Nah, I didn't get a chance, but I am a fan of Mr. Jack Cartwheel, man. I've been seeing, highlights of that match specifically and of his body of work previously, and I've been a fan since I found out that he's a Sacramento local, or from around this region, from Supreme Pro Wrestling. And I've been, thirsty to check them out, and hopefully we'll be able to see him. I don't know if he's going to be actually wrestling at the show he's going to be making an appearance at, but he might be able to give us fans, us local fans, some love.
So after the match, Rey Fenix came out, and it looks like Laredo Kid and Rey Fenix might go at it for the championship. And I'm kind of tired of Laredo Kid. I mean, I think out of all of them, he had the least amount of spots, and he's good. But I kind of want to see somebody else already. And I think Dragon Lee would be a much more accomplished champion, maybe even Rey Fenix. And I think if the championship rotated between them three guys, it would be good with Cartwheel there. Nipping at it, taking small bites. I think it would be really good. Maybe even, I mean, I don't even know if you guys would be okay with this, but one of the not one of the Americanos, maybe the fake Americano. But man, maybe I don't want to see him. Then they had Abismo, Negro, and Fiscal. I mean, those both are bigger guys. They were feuding. They've had some beef for a while. The match was okay. But then, to Aaron will be happy, there was a promo. El Hijo del Vikingo came out, and Penta came out, and they had a promo, and they were actually kind of going at it for a little bit. But on April 11th, Penta's gonna put his championship on the line against Hijo del Vikingo, and so that's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be in Mexico City. When is WrestleMania?
April 17? No, 18 and 19.
Okay, so this guy's gonna have a fucking banger, like a fucking bruiser over match, because Vikingo's a fucking stiff ass wrestler. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys see Vikingo winning? What do you think, Omar? Obviously not because of WrestleMania, but
yeah. But I think it's a good way to, hopefully bring Vikingo to more like mainstream audiences that are like fans of Penta, and that might be tuning into that match for Penta. And like I'm just glad that Vikingo is getting those shots, to potentially go against main roster WWE superstars, and I'll hopefully be tuning in to watch that. Also, like, I think it's cool that like WWE belts like that are traveling to AAA and like other promotions, even though I mean it's an acquisition, like it's part of the company now, but I think it helps wrestling.
Would you be okay with seeing him in WWE, Aaron, or do you want to see him? Do you want to see him in AAA and stay in AAA? I'm talking about Vikingo.
Vikingo, no, I need him on the main roster. Selfishly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron's down. Okay. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Go ahead.
How do you feel about like WWE superstars coming down? That you're the one that's been watching AAA a little bit more consistently. Do you think it helps the product, or do you think it
like WWE wrestlers coming to AAA?
Yeah.
I
like
think
Penta.
people. I think Penta got an incredible pop. I mean, because there's Vikingo, there's all these other guys, there's Rey Fenix and Dragon Lee. and then there's fucking Penta. Like he's in a different stratosphere, and he showed up with that belt, and fucking the crowd went wild. You know what I mean? And then he did the little dance for fucking Vikingo, and then he kind of disrespected him,
I
and he
saw it.
fucking shoved his face. So it was good. It was interesting. It was promos, but it was like Mexican promos. You know, chinga tu madre. You know, shit like that. So it was cool. It was cool. And then I actually wanted to give, I think I mentioned it before. I wanted to give a big shout out to Vikingo. I think El Grande Americano right now, the Grande Mexicano, he gets a lot of love and a lot of attention for the kind of reception he's gotten in Mexico. But I think El Vikingo has done a fantastic job in switching from a fucking technical to a rudo, and he's fucking loving it. And I think he's doing a lot better. So he's kicking ass in that role. But that's about it, guys. Go ahead.
I actually wanted to ask that before we finish off. Like, what is a rudo versus a technical for the uninitiated? Uh, can
So
anyone break that down?
Rudo is a heel, and a technical is a face. I don't know what the origins of the words are. You know what I mean? But technical doesn't break the rules. A technical wins the right way. He doesn't do any low blows. He doesn't do anything like that. Like he's a technical. He's a technical wrestler, but he's also technical, like by the book. You know what I mean? So that's the insinuation there that he's not going to betray anybody. He's not going to do anything like that. And a rudo, I love los rudos, bro. Ever since los rudos, los rudos, los rudos, I fucking love it. So yeah, man. Shout out Vikingo. I'm really enjoying his heel turn right now.
Do you think if Vikingo does end up going to the main roster, do you think there will be like a big void into the player, or do you think they have the talent to kind of fill that, talent wise, or maybe even heel wise?
You know what? That's actually a really good question because this guy is really, literally, because Vikingo is the mainstay. Dom comes, Penta comes, El Grande Americano comes. Everybody comes and they wrestle and then they leave, but he stays, right? So he's the guy right now. He's carrying. I think I can make the argument, and I think it wouldn't be that difficult to say that he's the best wrestler for me right now in terms of just everything, and so if he leaves, I don't know if AAA has anybody that can step into that void yet. I don't know if Wagner can do it. I don't know if I'm trying to think of who can do it. I mean, maybe Penta, but Penta, that would be, I don't want to say it would be a step down, but he's already on the main roster and he's already there. Just keep him there. Maybe Rey Fenix, maybe Dragon Lee, but I don't know if they have the kind of clout, the kind of heat that I use the vocabulary that Vikingo has right now. So, like, I would say he's one of my favorite people to watch. Vikingo.
He's a baller, bro. So I got put on to when Aaron, was there live in Money in the Bank or Worlds Collide. Made that sizzle reel. Follow us, fucking YouTube, fucking Instagram, all of those things. We create wonderful content where we're fucking live and we follow a AAA, fucking all of these guys. So yeah, brothers, is that it? Are we good? Are we feeling?
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah. All right. Fucking. I will say that I'm slightly more educated on Mystical. I'll educate y'all one of these days. And also just a little bit on Consejo Mundial. I guess the women's division is fire, but I don't got anything else to add. If you guys do.
So Consejo Mundial, they wrestle on Monday nights in Guadalajara, and it's called Lunes de Glamour. Or no, I think it's Monday or Tuesday nights. It's Martes de Glamour, and I want to go, just for the experience. And people, I guess, take the subway there, and the subway is a fucking pachanga. And if I go, I want to take the subway. I want to have that experience. And I guess there's two sections where it's like the nosebleeds, and then it's like behind a fucking chain link fence, And then there's like the higher seats, and I guess they just talk shit to each other like the whole fucking time. And so there's banda playing, and people are fucking dancing, So. Yeah, man, I want to go. The next time I'm in Guanatos, I'm definitely gonna try to go. But I think it's Martes o Lunes de Glamour, de Glamour. So it's fucking, I love it, man. Anyway, Um, I'm glad we talked about CM Punk. I'm glad we brought him down several pegs to reality. I actually did a bit of research on him because I thought, you know what, maybe I'm being unfair to Phil, right? Maybe I'm being unfair. Might be. It might. Do I really just not like him just because,
He looks like you.
just because he's a shitty wrestler, you know? And
I
I don't care about mic work. So I wouldn't say shitty. I think he's better than Cena, which isn't much, but I think he's just okay. Um, I don't know, man. I don't see it with Punk. I don't see it with Punk. Now, I am going into WrestleMania with an open mind. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not trying to watch him fail. You know what I mean? I don't want him to. But the guy is just not. I like him less, you know? I like him less, and I think I dug into a little bit about what he's done. And I've read about the pipe bomb promo. You know what I mean?
I will challenge you on something because you said that he got out of WWE because he said some dumbass things, and I will say that.
Well,
Do you
okay.
think? I don't know if I'll challenge you. I'll question. I'll ask you this. Do you think that that was a product of the leadership of that time, with Vince McMahon being Vince McMahon, and knowing how bad the product was going to be after he left? Do you think that that was the right decision to say
So
that stupid stuff? And would you, in being in CM Punk's shoes, can you empathize a little bit and potentially think, like, would you have said something similar? Would you have done something similar if you had a Vince McMahon being your boss, or if you had a someone like that being your boss? I'm just trying to say, do you think that that's a rational decision to leave like he did, or do you think that he fucked up by leaving?
he fucked up, but I don't know enough about what happened at the time. What I do know is that, and obviously hindsight is 50-50. What I do know is that he wasn't this underdog. You know, he wasn't this counterculture guy. Like, he wasn't this guy swimming upstream. He was already a champion, I think, during the pipe bomb, or he was about to be. And then he was a champion for about a year. So it's not like he wasn't up there. It's not like he wasn't one of the best. It wasn't like he wasn't main eventing. He just didn't like it that he wasn't main eventing. He didn't like it that he wasn't the face of the company, and he thought that he should have been. And he couldn't. This is the thing. Like, he doesn't know more than Vince McMahon. You know, when it comes to wrestling, like, if you guys had an employee like CM Punk, you wouldn't want him. Like, you've always worked with people that, I'm pretty sure you've worked with people that they always seem like their boss is a dumbass and everybody's a dumbass and only they have the answers to everything. You know what I mean? And only their way is the correct way of doing it. I think this guy fucked himself over. I think he thought that he was better than he was. I think he thought that he deserved a title shot, or to be, not the title shot. He was already a champion. I think he thought that he deserved to be plastered on video games and on buses and on posters and stuff like that. And he didn't. That's not his call. Like, it was Vince's call. It's Vince's company, right? Like, it's his business. Like, he didn't get to decide for Vince. And so I thought he left and he fucked it up for himself. Like, he really fucked it up for himself, and it was because of his shitty attitude. And he left the company and he starts bad mouthing the company. You know what I mean? And he starts bad mouthing his friends. And I don't know if this is true or not, but what I've been reading is that he almost, like, required his friends to leave the company too. Right? Like, oh, you can't stay there. You want to be my friend? Like, you got to stay. You got to leave with me. Like, why? Like, I got to eat. Then he does MMA and he gets the shit slapped out of him. And then he does a fucking podcast where he talks shit about the doctor. And then he gets sued for defamation, bro. He gets fucking sued. Him and Colt Cabana get sued. He got his friend fucking sued for defamation, right? CM Punk agrees to pay for his bills, for his legal bills, which are not cheap. And then he stops paying them, right? And then he badmouths Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana sues him. CM Punk pays him. Like, they settle out of court. So CM Punk settles. He pays him. Then he goes to AEW. Colt Cabana gets tossed to Ring of Honor. And this is a thing that I don't like about CM Punk. Like, he's just whiny. Like, he's just this whiny guy that if he doesn't get what he wants, that he's just going to complain and complain and complain. Um, he got, I don't know if that's true or not, but he got Colt Cabana demoted to Ring of Honor, is the rumor. This guy made a living with his fucking promo styles, like with his shoot style promos, right? The one time that somebody actually shoots at him, Hangman Page, and says, "Hey, you talk about employees' rights. Look at what the fuck you did." Like, this guy fucking loses his shit. You know what I mean? He loses his shit, and then I don't know if you guys saw that fucking interview, like the whole interview. Like, he talks over his owner. Like, his owner wants to talk, and he's like, "No. He doesn't need to talk about this. Only I do." And it's like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? And so, like, to me, like, I like him even less. Because you can be talented on the mic. You can be effective like John Cena. You can be gifted and decent, in the words of the Steve Jobs movie. This guy is not gifted and he's not decent when he doesn't get his way. And he's burned bridges at WWE. He's burned bridges at AEW. He's burned bridges everywhere. And actually, like, based on his pattern of behavior, like, I'm thinking, like, I wonder if this is what he's going to do again here, with WWE. And so I think when I told you guys I like him even less now, like, that's what I feel. Like, I think that I don't see the hype. I don't think he's the best in the world. I don't think that. I think his mic, his shoot style promos are really fucked up. I know that he said some really fucked up things to one of the Hardy Boys about his sobriety. Certain shit, like, and these 20, I don't even know, bro. I don't even think he's that good on the mic, and I don't think he's worth that much. But I mean, that's just what I think. Maybe we can discuss this the next time. Maybe we can have a CM Punk show.
I think we're good. I think we've talked about this in plenty. I think CM Punk has been a heavy topic, for this podcast. But I think a lot of people, I think Pete agrees with you on the chat, is that previously he said that he's not a CM Punk fan. So you're not by yourself in the fact that a lot of people don't like Punk. Like, people in AEW don't like him, like, and there's even like Triple H in WWE, like, he's burnt those bridges and stuff. So I don't know. It's interesting to see if that's, the avenue that he's gonna go with WWE, if he's gonna end up in a bad spot. But it looks like, from all accounts, he's like Randy, reformed. He's come to WWE as this guy that's trying to help, the younger youth, and not trying to bury other people and all of that stuff. So, and I think, like, that's your sentiment. What you feel is literally the entire storylines that they do in WWE. Every single wrestler
Serious?
that is serious.
If you would watch
promos, if you would watch
attention,
promos, you would literally, you just sounded like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns
and Roman Reigns. Yeah,
exactly. Like, literally list the same exact things that you do over and over again. Like, it's not. This is not news, to anyone. And including wrestlers. And so he's not, really liked by a certain group of people in the wrestling fandom and stuff. So we feel you. I hear you. But, like, I just think it's funny because I think that you guys are both very strapping, good looking, 40 to 50-year-olds that have similar characteristics, similar builds, and I just want my brother to appreciate someone. It's like me saying, like, I don't like fucking Eddie Guerrero. Like, why wouldn't I like Eddie Guerrero? Like, he looks like me, he talks like me, he speaks like me, like, he acts like me. Like, okay, maybe that's not fair because CM Punk is a white man, but like maybe if CM Punk was like CM Javier, You know, like that.
I wouldn't like.
No, you wouldn't like Chick Magnet Gwex. That wouldn't be your
Nah,
fucking.
there's only one mate.
It's-
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I think for me, I thought I was being unfair to him, and I don't know. I thought maybe but I think I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. I haven't. I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype with CM Punk. I'm very underwhelmed with him. I don't want him to fail at WrestleMania. I want it to be a good WrestleMania. But like, I'm not expecting anything from CM Punk. I think that he's really just. I guess we're ready to move on from CM Punk, from Phil. Is that unanimous? Yes.
yes.
All right, fellas. Oh shit. Anything else? Are you guys good to go?
Nah, yeah. I think
Yeah, I
we're.
think-
I'm good.
We covered everything.
Well, on that note, let's fucking hit our music and we're fucking out of here, fellas. I started that too early.